Hello, my name is Victor Portillo, and today I will speak about navigating through the California English Language Development Standards. Now, if you would like to access the California ELD Standards, you can go ahead and scan the following QR code, which will take you to a free PDF version of the California English Language Development Standards. Now, the California ELD Standards align with California state standards for English language arts, literacy and history, social studies, science, and technical subjects. The California ELD Standards also highlight and amplify the key language, knowledge, skills, and abilities in the California state standards for ELs to simultaneously be successful in school where they're developing English. California ELD Standards also provide opportunities for English learners to access, engage with, and achieving grade level academic content while they are learning English. The California ELD Standards are also to be used in tandem with the California state standards and not in isolation. However, the California ELD Standards do not repeat the California Common Core State Standard for ELA literacy, nor do they represent ELA content at lower levels of achievement or rigor. Instead, California ELD Standards are designed to provide challenging content in English language development for ELs to gain proficiency in a range of rigorous academic English language skills. California ELD Standards are not intended to replace the California Common Core State Standards for ELA literacy. Instead, they amplify the language, knowledge, skills, and abilities of these standards, which are essential for ELs to succeed in school where they're developing their English. Now, the California ELD Standards follow the general progression of the California ELD Standards based on the ELD continuum. What that means is that our English learners begin with native language, which is ELs come to schools with a wide range of knowledge and competencies in their primary language, which they draw upon to develop English. From there, they gradually start moving up, beginning with emerging, then expanding, then finally bridging, but finish off as lifelong language learners, which means that students who have reached full proficiency in the English language as determined by state and/or local criteria will continue to build increasing breadth, depth, and complexity in comprehending and communicating English in a wide variety of contexts. Now, there are three parts to the California ELD Standards. There's part one, which is interacting in meaningful ways. There are three parts to this, which is part A, collaborative, part B, interpretive, and part C, productive. Part A, collaborative, equals engagement and dialogue with others. Part B, interpretive, focuses on comprehension and analysis of written and spoken text, while Part C, productive, focuses on the creation of oral presentations and written text. As noted here on the slide, on the right side of the ELD standard, you will find the corresponding California Common Core State Standard for ELA literacy. This is great because really it's a starting point for teachers and others who use the ELD standards, how this can determine what standard to begin with. For part two, this is about learning how English works. There are also three parts: part A, structuring cohesive text; part B, expanding and enriching ideas; and part C, connecting and condensing ideas. For part A, it equals understanding text organization and cohesion. For part B, it will focus on non-verbs, prepositional phrases, adjectives, adverbs to create precision and clarity, as well as to expand ideas. And for part C, you will focus on connecting ideas with sentences, combining clauses, and condensing ideas. There is also a part 3 to the California ELD Standards, which can be located on Chapter 6, page 178 of the California ELD Standards. Part 3 focuses on print concepts, phonological awareness, phonics and word recognition, and fluency. Now, how should you use Part 3? Part 3 should be used for EL students who require additional literacy instruction based on a demonstrated need and in accordance with the student's native language and literacy characteristics. It is recommended that teachers complete a reading inventory or diagnostic of literacy skills in order to determine if an English learner would benefit from progress monitoring of Part 3, and if so, which specific ELA foundational standards are necessary. Additionally, for Part 3, it supports English learners who need additional learning with foundational skills, such as newcomer students, students with interrupted schooling or gaps in learning, catch-up or acceleration plans, and also for duly identified students, those students who are not only English learners, but also in special education. And it is dependent on various factors such as student need, students' native language, and literacy characteristics. With regards to the numbering of the ELD standards, there is a common format. You would always note the part, so if it's part 1, part 2, and part 3, the grade level, the standard, and the proficiency level, emerging, expanding, or bridging. This would be the way you would read it and the way you would write it. Thank you so much for joining me this time with regards to navigating through the California ELD standards. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email any one of us on the slide. Have a good one.